Good morning, y'all. How's everybody? Good. Good morning, Infinity. The Infinite Streamers at home, those who are joining us from around the world, those who are on the way. We want to welcome you into Third Sunday If Teaches at the Infinity Fellowship. I'm Reverend Jeff Obafemi Carr, and we are excited that everyone is here with us today. We got a rare in-person third Sunday this year, which is good. So that means that those who show, y'all get to add some insights, ask some questions coming up for the message. We got a unique service today. It's going to be a special surprise, memory filled energy today, a little bit of a different format. So thank y'all for being here to roll with us as we experience another Sunday in the 10th year anniversary of the Infinity Fellowship. We have been here 10 years. We want to start always by opening the way in a proper and aligned fashion. So I'm going to ask you, if you're at home, of course, to just put down everything, as we say. Here in the place, we want you to put your phones on silent, tuck them away for a moment. Go ahead and sit up a little taller in your seats because I'm going to invite you into a brief meditation and remind us that when we make time for Spirit, Spirit not only always makes time for us, but it makes time for us in a very focused way, in a powerful way. And we get the opportunity to align ourselves, the opportunity rather, to just sit still. Heard a long conversation on stillness this week, and it reminded me of how we're always moving. We're always distracting ourselves. And when we distract ourselves, we take ourselves our ability to connect with the divine away. So here's what we got. If we spend 8 hours on our phone, if we spend 8 hours at work, if we spend 12 hours on television or the internet, what kind of power can we get if we spend about 2 or 3 minutes focused on what's animating us? Isn't that great when you put it in proportion like that? When you think about it, it's like all the commitments that we make to everything around us. We're in the business of making a commitment to the space inside. And we get to see what great things come as a result of doing that. So I invite you to just simply take a great big old deep breath in. I'm gonna be talking extra country because when I put on overalls like my granddaddy, something about it makes me talk more country. I don't know, Star. I don't know, Lauren. It makes me more country, and I'm all right with that. So take a deep breath. Let that big old breath out of that body. Good. We're going to exaggerate it. Take a big, deep breath, tense up, lift up those shoulders, open that chest. Exhale, just let it all go like your syrup into the floor. Good. Now, from that space, sit up taller. Relax those shoulders down, the back of the shoulder blades, feel them going toward the ground. And just breathe in deeply through your nose. Exhale, we want you to ha like you're fogging a mirror. Exhale. Good. Now take a deep breath in. Exhale so we can hear it like you're fogging the mirror. Good. Now take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your nose. Another breath in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And now close your eyes. And now continue to breathe like this, focusing on just breathing in and out through your nose if you're able. Some people say, Rev, the allergy season and the change of weather and the hot one day, cold the next got my nostrils acting funny. Well, you can release it out of your mouth if you'd like, as long as you're breathing and focusing on the breath. Breathing in and out as we add a little bit of atmospheric sound through the ringing of the chimes and through our stream. As we begin to just focus on the gift of breathing. Oh, how wonderful it is to be able to breathe here together in this moment. All else that may be bringing us trouble or worry, we simply just focus on feeling and acknowledging the breath. As we ring the chime, we recognize the power of aligning our mind, our body, and our spirit. And as Brother T brings in some atmosphere sounds with the internet, we'll be able to just simply breathe for a couple of moments. Inhaling and exhaling. Embracing the stillness. Acknowledging the good. Inhaling in gratitude and exhaling the stress. Opening our minds, opening our hearts as we still our body to the energy of renewal today, to the energy of replenishing today. As we still ourselves in this moment, we turn our awareness in conjunction with our breath to the divine source of all creation, the God of your acceptance and understanding, the divine spark that birthed us all, that takes care of us, that lifts us up when we are low, that celebrates with us when we are high, and provides constant awareness that that energy is always with us. For as it exists externally in the air and the water and the fire and the earth, it also exists inside us continually, the source from whence we came. We acknowledge it thusly through the inhale and the exhale. In this space of clarity, in this space of stillness, we invite all heads to bow as we open the way by speaking directly to Divine Source. Mother, Father, God, source of all of our creation, we give thanks today on this beautiful day at the Infinity Fellowship. We give thanks for 10 years of being at this podium in some shape, form, or fashion to always begin our service by acknowledging you. We know that you are present through every single component part. And yet we always want to make sure that as we start our days, as we start our weeks, as we acknowledge moving through this 10th month in the year of divine reciprocity, that we always start our day with a made-up mind, with a clear consciousness, with a clear and open heart, such that we may receive that which you are here to provide us. And we may not know how you will provide it to us. You may have provided it by offering a safe space like this for us to enter into when we need it. You may provide it to us by a handshake or a smile or the acknowledgement of a gift, whatever it may be. Someone may simply say, "I see you," to those who need to be seen. We recognize that that is you working through us to get to us, to allow us to know that you are always present and that all things that occur in this world are working toward our good. So we acknowledge that good in this moment right now. As we pour our energy into realignment for manifestation, we give thanks for those who are gathered here, those who are on the way, and those who are watching us on this loving, infinite life stream. We give a special thanks today in honor of our brother, Lee Richard McCormick. Brother Lee, as many of us know in this community, has been a vital part of everything that we've done from the time we've started, from teaching the medicine wheel to teaching the sweat lodge to providing support for the building of this Infinity Center. Brother Lee has acknowledged that he is now wrestling with this side and the next. And as we were informed that he was placed into voluntary hospice at home this week, we send energy to him that his spirit might be where it desires to reside. And that me, McCormick, his wonderful wife, and his lovely daughters and family, that they all will continue to sing with him, to shout with him, to celebrate with him, to laugh with him, to dance with him, as he embraces the reality of his expansion and ascension right now. When it's time, rest his spirit in the place where it desires to be, and rest us in gratitude for all that he has brought us in this space. We give thanks for those who are traveling right now, who are on the roadways and the highways and the byways. We give thanks for those who are making the trek back to Nashville from Howard University, visiting there with their homecoming in Tennessee State. And we give thanks that everything is safe, first and foremost, that yes, the victory was secure, but the ultimate victory is being able to celebrate and have fun with your friends, and to have a space where you can gather in love and in history and send a positive vibration through the world. To those who are in the space here who are seeking healing, we speak that there is no longer a need to seek, that healing will meet them where they are right now, that it will guide their hearts, their minds, and their spirit, and that this is the day that they recognize that all things are continually working in their favor. And so today, may something be shared that will wake up a mind, that will open a heart, and that will keep us in alignment with who we truly are, recognizing that we are here for a divine purpose, and that this community exists to pull that purpose together. Inhale and exhale. I seal these words and the energy that it carries with them. In the name of all that's holy and all of the names of the divine, we speak it as such and proclaim it, and so it is. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. It is done. Let's prep ourselves for our pouring of libations. Get ourselves ready in the space. Put ourselves in mindset, reality. I'm clear now. My pack ran out of juice. Y'all ever had your pack run out of juice? That was the other night, about Friday night, my body ran out of juice. Sometimes it's like that, so you just rejuvenate. But we want to now open the way for libations and the pouring of libations. Pouring of libations is when we pause to gently and lovingly recognize the spirits of those who have gone before. To recognize that we stand on the shoulders of great people. Many people have talked about, well, where does libations come from? It's so old that we don't know where it comes from, but we can track cultures that poured them in recognition of Thanksgiving. So for those who have people in their hearts and minds that they want to think about as we pour this water, I want you to go ahead and think about them. We want you to always recognize how important it is to acknowledge those who came before. I don't know if anybody's been in a work environment where you put in a lot of work and then somebody came behind you and did a little something and then they got credit for it and they didn't say. And you're looking at them getting the praise and you're like, I put that whole project together. You know, that's how that goes. If you ever been in school, it's the equivalent of you're in school, you got the group project and you got the one person who didn't do anything, who shows up at the end, steps up at the front of the class and gets an A. And you're like, And the reason why you feel that is because it's improper to not acknowledge work. It's very proper to acknowledge those who came before. When we pause as ancestors, as they will recognize and remember, we always think about what they gave us. And when we think about our ancestors, we don't think about what they gave us in a silo. You know, in other words, we don't think about what they gave us in only the good things, because they couldn't always give us the good things. Sometimes they gave us some tough lessons, but those tough lessons helped us become who we are right now. And so we acknowledge them in the space today as we pour our water that represents the living into the earth, that represents what happens to these earth suits when we no longer need them. Put a pin on that. There's a message in that later. We say, cool water, freshen our spirits, Ashe. Freshen and consecrate this place for spiritual work, Ashe. Freshen our collective ancestors all together, Ashe. We give praise to Almighty Mother, Father God, Divine Source, and all creation, Ashe. Do grant to us peace and prosperity, Ashe. Pouring to the cardinal directions of the North, where we decide to be a yes today. The fact that we showed up in here, the fact that we're online, we decided to be a yes in the world. It's so much better when you're dealing with people who are a yes than when you're dealing with people who are a no, Ashe. The energy of the South and the recognition of today's theme, who we are, and yes, whose we are, Ashe. To the rising sun in the East that reminds us that today's a brand new day. Don't drag any of yesterday's stuff into the right now, Ashe. To the West, I drove in and looked on the western horizon when the sun was up and I still saw the moon, and it was a beautiful sight in the sky. We've had a hunter's moon, I believe it's been called. It's massive, lighting the way, just glowing in the night. It reminded me of what we say when we stand up here every Sunday, that even in the darkness, there is light provided with the moon and stars, Ashe. And of course, to the ground below us, that fifth direction, recognizing the need for us to stay rooted. And we stay rooted in ritual. We stay rooted in community. And when we're rooted, the storm may bend us, but it is always better to bend than it is to break. I love this place, Ashe. Of course, to the sky above, which is a blank and wonderful landscape, the same sky that I witnessed that hunter's moon in this morning, that sparks our dreams and gives us an opportunity to bring our unconscious dreams into conscious reality, Ashe. Of course, to Grand Central Station, the center of all of our world, the center of everything, the place of balance. That is the human heart. It is within us. It is the crossroads. May your heart always be as light as a feather, Ashe. And at this point, we'll call aloud the names of ancestors. If you're at home, you want to type a name in the box, by all means, feel free to type a name in the box. So grab your kids and stand them up and say, hey, remember grandmama Lisa, whoever it may be, go ahead and call those names aloud, and we discuss those people when they ask us later, who would you call on? And you tell them the story, and through the stories, we keep them alive. Ashe, let us call those names at this time. And finally, we speak and pour for the children in the womb, in the world, and yet unborn. Let us say together, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, it is done. Let's get prepared to have some fun up in here, y'all. We got the rituals in place now with the Infinity Fellowship. We have opened up in here. At this point, we're going to do our statement of infinitude. So I'm going to invite Lady Kenitha to come up and lead us in that statement. It will appear on your screen here, and it will also appear on your screen at home. Thank you. The lady in gray. Everybody's talking about the lady in gray. I couldn't resist. I'm going to be cordial.
Greetings. I am Lady Kenitha Carr, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the Infinity Fellowship. We pause to remind you of the 4 core principles of our gathering. We call it SNAP. The S in SNAP is for our spirituality that transcends religion and connects you to the God of your own understanding. The N is for nurturing of ourselves and others, mind, body, and spirit. The A is for action, because we take action in our callings and walk in our divine purpose every day. And finally, I love this part. The P is for the proof. We want proof that our spiritual practices manifest fruit in our lives through the building and maintaining of healthy and prosperous families, relationships, careers, and dreams. We are grateful that you all are here as unique manifestations of our Creator, the loving, living spirit of our commonality, the divine source of all creation, perceived by many names, yet known by only one energy. So this is the foundational practice of true interspirituality, where all are affirmed in love energy. So I invite you all and at home in the space to stand with me and join me in our statement of infinitude. We agree that we are beings of pure eternal spirit, birthed from the creative potential of the universe, with all the powers of the Creator inherent within us. We embrace the innate goodness of humankind and an abundant creation that provides for us through the seeds that we plant in our everyday lives. We acknowledge that who we are is housed in a temporary biological organism, and as such, it is our responsibility to take care of it, because it will only last for a precious window of time. As we nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, we commit to provide like acts of nurturing for our fellow brothers and sisters of the world we live in, embracing all regardless of religious faith, skin color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, or socioeconomic background. All are truly welcome at Infinity. Agree and accept that various religions exist as a unique opportunity for humanity to get to know one another through meaningful conversations that seek to explore the core concepts we share in common. It is the application of ancient wisdom, scientific discovery, and spiritual practices, both physical and metaphysical, that will lead us closer together as a human family. We commit to exist now and ever as a beloved community. Let it be so according to the many ancient terms of affirmation. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. Woo.
Be seated. We're going to get some, celebrate some gratitude in this place today. I'm going to hand off my mic because my batteries are a little low. We got some tech things. So let me switch to my lavalier. Rev 5. Good. Y'all give up the tech crew round of applause. We are rocking and rolling. We're going to get our music under and everything. We're going to generate some gratitude and say good morning to you. So we're going to do that two ways. Those who are online are going to take care of saying something great they're grateful for. Just one thing that you're grateful for. Just say it, put it on in a space, and just let us know. We're going to say good morning to you. Here in the space, we're going to sing good morning, and then we'll go around and find two people. Yeah, that we're going to say something that we're grateful for. And we're going to spread that love and generate that love, and it's going to be awesome. So in that chat, again, your slide will be on here. Please let us know something that you're grateful for as we listen to the rock and roll go.
Good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. And we say a da 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 da, a da 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 da, a da 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 da.
Okay, let's go. Good morning. Come on, let's say something to somebody. Good morning.
A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. A good morning to you. Good morning to you. And we say a da 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 da, a da 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 da, a da 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 da. Make sure you're typing in some things that you are grateful for this good morning, third Sunday. What are you typing in? That it's a great morning, that we're glad to be here together on another Sunday, that we get a fellowship with each other, that we woke up bright this morning. Hey, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Good morning to you.
All right, so we're back on. This is the period, the moment where we get to say hello to our first time visitors. Again, if I haven't met you before, and I've met most of the faces in the room at some point along the journey, my name is Jeff Obafemi Carr. I go by Rev Jeff in the space of Infinity Fellowship. Every now and then somebody will call me Baba, but that's how love goes, right? Because we got that. But I want to welcome you to the sacred space, especially those who are joining us on the live stream today. This is the place where people take a quantum leap. They make a quantum leap from simple religious doctrine into expansive, responsible spirituality. That's a big leap when you're going to be responsible for spirituality. So we want to invite you here and at home to look at the QR code that is appearing on your screen right now. And as you are watching that QR code, we invite you to just hold your phone up to the screen so that you can take a picture of that. There is also a link that is going into the chat right now. So if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, it's an opportunity for us to share with you something special. Here in the space, there is a bundle of sage and Palo Santo that we give our first time visitors. I will give a cheat code. If you did not get one for the anniversary, make sure you get one before you leave because we have some in the back. And this is something that we give to you to say, hey, we want you to know that we are covering you in spirit. So if you are at home, click that link. And what will happen is you'll get a little information form. We'll just get a little data on you, send you a nice card. And then when you're in person, We'll give you the gift that we give our first-time visitors, and that's what makes this place so special. We don't see you today as just a human being who showed up to have a spiritual experience. As you know, we say on Sundays, you are a spirit navigating the human experience, and so we're here to acknowledge each other by saying, I see you. So if you can, go ahead and just turn to somebody, feel that energy. Take a look in somebody's direction. If you're at home, I'm going to be looking in your direction. Take a couple of deep breaths. I want us to get used to doing something. You never look at people these days because you never know what it means. In this way, we connect with each other. That's the beauty of being in person. We get a chance to just say, I really do see you. And I'm not just double tapping the heart to float up on your feed. You know, there's something that I'm giving you. It's tough. You know, you double tap a heart and then you see a person. You ever double tap the heart or did something, you saw the person in person and then you just kind of, oh, I'm so awkward. I'm going to walk by him. I don't want, that's so weird to me. That is so strange. So I'm like, hey, don't we still, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, let's say hello like they used to in the old days. Take another deep breath. You can repeat after me. I see you. But you don't hear me though. I really see the real you. I see who you are. You are a divine manifestation of God's creation. I see what you are. You are a spirit. You're more than what's on the outside. You're a gift to me and to the entire world. I see where you are. You're right here in front of me. Well, I can let you know, if nobody else will, that you are not alone. I'm with you. We're with you. And you are at home. I see when you are. You're in the right now, baby. You're so much more than your yesterday. I see why you are. You're here to learn, to grow, to embrace your dreams, and to celebrate your divine destiny. I know all this because I'm here to do the same thing. So we're going to help each other out. All right? I know the real you, and I see you shining today. I feel you shining today. I know you're shining today. So welcome to infinity. Welcome home. Asheo. Lean over, give somebody a fist bump. Give somebody a fist bump. Give somebody a little beat of energy. Somebody say hello in the chat. Let us know that you're here. This is an opportunity for you to say hello. Tell us your name. Tell us where you're from. Give us one thing that you are absolutely grateful for. We're going to do some standing ovations in a minute. We're getting ready to do some standing ovations. I'm so excited about everything standing ovations. We remind y'all here in the place that we have a sign in the back. Hold your QR code scanner up to. Give us your standing ovation, something good that's happening for you. We also have a link that will be available for you as well for the standing ovations. And then we're going to get that energy going. We're going to get that energy growing. But for now, before we get to that, it is offering time at Infinity. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Time for us to take that sacred energy into our moment of action where we affirm the powerful frequency of giving in this space. You may give via Cash App. You may give via PayPal. You can even give via what they now call snail mail. It used to just be called mail, but now it's called snail mail. Giving is an important part of Infinity Fellowship. It affirms who we are. This is the year of divine reciprocity, and we are a community of givers. So as you are getting your device, or if you're in the space and you want to give in person, of course, we have offering envelopes in the back for that, that you can fill out so we can track your giving. It's always wonderful at the end of the year when you get your statement from the Infinity Fellowship and from our accountants. you get the chance to see where your giving is. And there's always this wonderful trajectory that always walks in alignment with all the great things that are happening for you and all the giving that you made. And when you look back, you say, all of these great things happened to me. Well, it's because you tuned your frequency to the vibration of giving. So we are a giving group here because we recognize that the universe can only, without judgment, give you more of what you are. Not more of what you want, more of what you what? Are. So if you're a hold back person, it's going to make you more of a hold back person. It's going to hold back. But if you're a giver, it's going to make you more of a giver because it's going to give you even more. And I love this opportunity. And we invite you around the world to be a part of this opportunity. We'll put up a slide in a minute that will give you the portal for giving. And again, that's Cash App, that's PayPal, and that's also mail or in person. So we invite you to stand to your feet if you're in the space here so we can supercharge this offering. If you are at home, we're going to put up a slide for you to join us in saying. And when you say this, we want you to recognize and embrace that all is well, that everything is good. Everybody repeat after me. Everything is good.
Everything is good.
I got it.
I got it.
I got it good.
I got it good.
Deep breath and release. Let us say together our offertory affirmation. O limitless, abundant Creator, source of everything I possess, you have given me the gifts of life, breath, and creativity. You continue to provide for me without judgment or preference, and so I freely return these gifts to you with my whole heart, mind, and intention, knowing that as I give freely, with both remembrance and gratitude, the circle of abundance will be unbroken, and so it is. We're going to sing Everything is Good, and as we're singing, once you give, if you'd like to go out and replenish your coffee, replenish your tea, we want you to go ahead and do that during this time. Come on. Everything is good. Everything is good. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it. Oh, I've got it good. Hey, yeah. Everything is good. Yeah. Everything is good. Yes, it is. Everything is good. Oh, everything is good. And I've got it. I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything is good, yeah. Everything is good, yes it is. Everything is good, oh, everything is good. And I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Come on and tell yourself everything is good, yeah. Everything is good, yes it is. Everything is good, oh, everything is good. And I've got it, ooh, I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Hey, everything, yes it is. Everything is good, yeah. Everything is good, oh, everything is good. And I've got it, I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Come on and remind yourself everything is good, yes it is. I said everything is good. And I've got it, ooh, I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Oh, I've got it good. I've got it, hey, I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Come on and tell yourself, I've got it, hey, I've got it, oh, I've got it good. Yes, you've got it so good, yeah. All right, we can be seated, y'all. We give thanks. Yes, we give thanks. We give thanks. Oh, look, I want to send a shout out to some folks online. Sister Tiffany Smith says everything is good. Charles CR, Candace Robinson says here, sending love and light to all. We got Tashara Thompson. Tashara, good to see you. Tell Austin, tell Taylor, tell everybody we said, hey, good to see y'all. Good to have y'all joining us. We saw Taylor in that parade, and she was putting it down. So family, good to have y'all with us today. The entire Thompson clan out here. We see you in the place. Sister Tashana says, happy birthday, Mama Christina. Christina Trotter, I'm looking for standing ovations in a minute. So when we get standing ovations, we want to make sure that you'll share those. I'm going to put that link for standing ovations in the chat right now so that you can share that and you can have that going. And we know that you respond to that direct link where you can just kind of click on it. And we appreciate you being in the space today. We can't wait to celebrate. Make sure you let us know, because I can't always see everything that's happening in the chat in real time because there are a lot of moving parts, but make sure you send out that standing ovation form so we can send you a good happy birthday. Brother Justin Redding, Dr. Redding, good to see you, man. Mr. and Mrs., Dr. and Mrs., good morning from Texas. Been a long time, Infinity. Grateful to be here. We're grateful to have you in the place today. Man, we got some of these blasts from the past during COVID. That came into the place and came into Infinity Fellowship. We're happy. Another good morning from Texas. Another good morning from Texas, which is Sister Michelle Mayberry. Good morning. Grateful for laughter, love, and family. Give me a little bit on the mic here so I can hear the monitors here. Thank you so much. Good morning for Texas. Grateful for laughter, love, and family. Looking beautiful, Sister Kanitha, as always. You're getting shout outs from the internet. And Sister Christina Trotter, I'm going to make this note here. We're going to send you, this is your birthday, so we're going to send you some love. Hey, family, Tashana here in Macon, Georgia, grateful for fear. She is grateful for fear, which made a way for fearlessness. Grateful for friends, family, and community. Excellent. We've got Nabu is in the house. Nabu Ramu, salam. Grateful for my daughter, Ananda, my property managers for being gracious with me, all of the miracles I've aligned myself with, and this good breakfast I'm fixing on. And oh yeah, my mama. All right, I love it. Grateful for a healthy body, Sister Tiffany Smith gives us. Jasmine is in the house. Grateful for rest and relaxation. Of course, we are grateful as well. Sister Destiny Muhammad is in the house. Health, wisdom, wonderful, wonderful husband, Chriswell. Thanks for that energy that it's in there. I see the names of the ancestors. Good morning from Sister Nadia Cartmel, who is in the house, one of our best-selling authors that comes in from time to time. Everyone that is here that is saying hello, we thank you for saying hello and for chatting and for keeping that energy going at Infinity Fellowship. We thank you for the opportunity to be here to serve you. We invite you in this moment to hit the like button, to go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, that helps us with the algorithm. Tag somebody, share it. If you're watching on X, of course, hit the heart button, hit the re-X button. I suppose it's called re-Xing now. Hit the re-X button. And of course, when somebody says something awesome in the chat stream, nothing wrong with sending them a thumbs up, nothing wrong with giving them a heart, nothing wrong with any of that. Make sure that they know that they are seen and that they are loved. And in this way, we pull this community together and we continue to be here for you, and we continue to share this stream with people who need it. So when the stream is completed, if you're one of the people who watch us on your big TV screen, then of course we invite you to share that after the service. Share the link and say, hey, listen, we've got some powerful spiritual lessons, especially for those who are watching online today, because the meat of our message is coming in a surprise way. Lady Kanitha, everybody here is coming in a surprise way from our Infinite Life streamers. We have a video that was put together that we're looking forward to seeing, and I have not seen it. So we hold into God's unchanging hand. I have no flag. Yeah, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. We know that, and I trust that they put together something awesome. But we'll do a quick few announcements. Yeah, some people here remember our first foray into streaming during COVID. and it was fascinating. We had some friends join us from I guess someplace in Europe, from an undisclosed locations, and they acted a donk. They showed us the donk. They had a great. Oh, when COVID first started, that's a story. That's a testimony that we've got. So we're happy that we have come a long way on the journey. Welcome to the 10th month, y'all. This is our 10th anniversary as well. 10 years of Infinity Fellowship, the year of divine reciprocity. We understand that our daily mantra is, I give, I get, I've got it good. Let's say that together with authority and proclamation. I am that I am. I give, I get, I've got it good. All right. Services going forward as we talk about what happens with Infinity Fellowship. We, except for today, we had this special in-person gathering. And of course, it was anticipation of Brother Lee being here. But as we've said, Lee is boldly teetering in that space between life and life after life. And hilariously, he is in the greatest mood he could possibly be in. Because as you know, if you've ever done a lodge or anything with Lee, Lee is very, very frank about the fragility of this life, but the ability to be thankful for it. So he's like, I'm not talking to anybody these days. I'm just spending some time with my family, singing some songs, having some fun, riding this thing out the way it's supposed to, one way or another. And of course, he's been at that crossroads more than a couple of times. And then you look up and he's there next week. So one way or another, we send that energy to him. But our Sunday services will continue. Our first Sunday in person. We got 2 more first Sundays in the year. We got first Sunday in November, first Sunday in December. And then we look at what we're going to do for 2025, but that's in person. We're virtual second, third, and fourth Sundays. We want to remind you that today we got some refreshments after service. So join us to relax and fellowship. We figure if y'all came all our way out here, we want to feed you something. So we got that. I got a special surprise. If we can clear the time line, I'm going to get Joshua to make a run for me. He's got that wonderful, I'm ready to get to work look on his face as always. I can always depend on Joshua to get it done. But stick around. And I don't know if the Titans playing today. What time? 12 o'clock. Oh, look at that. So we'll put Titans on the big screen. Those that like to watch football, we'll have refreshments, coffee. We'll have all of that. Being reminded of that. Next week is Yoga Sunday, y'all. Yoga Sunday. We have been going through this wonderful journey with restorative yoga, then restorative yoga into a flow yoga, and we've had some very, very powerful connected Yoga Sundays. So for our 10th anniversary, we're going to do something special. We're not going to kill everybody on the mat, but we're going to do a combination of Iyengar, Vinyasa, and restorative. So you will be able to do a yoga practice that is going to restore your mind, body, and spirit as usual. But we also want you to be able to get something that you can take with you and do something. Even if it's something small, do something every single day. For those of you who are joining us online as well, the Love and Light Room, try it. I think you'll like it. Hey, Mikey. Try it. You might like it. Hey, say try it. You might like it. Shout out to the Lensleys. They host this every Wednesday night in our band app. Once you join Infinity and we take you through new members orientation, again, if you are a visitor and you've clicked that link and filled it out, there's a box where you say, hey, I'm ready to join. That's all it takes. We will send you a link. We'll do our new members orientation before the end of this quarter. And then you get to join Love and Light. For those of you who are members already and you haven't been to Love and Light, go stop by. It is different every single week, different groups of people, but a core of going over the themes that we learn at Infinity and sharing. It is a wonderful, safe space for everyone. And we want to make sure that we preserve that, and we give thanks to the Lensleys for doing that for us. That said, I'm going to call up Lady Kenitha because it's time for Standing Ovations.
Tune your vibration to a high elevation. It's time for the good news, our standing ovation.
Yes, it's time for standing ovations. And so our high energy here at IF comes from our practice of snap. It's why we snap our fingers during this part of the service. We blah, blah, blah,
Blah, blah. It
receive
happened to me too. My
practical
coffee hadn't kicked in.
lessons and tools for our individual journeys. That's spirituality. We fellowship with like-minded spirits every week. That's nurturing. We take what we learn and apply it in our lives. That's action. And if we do these, then every week we see examples of progress in our lives. And that's the proof. So let us pause to enjoy a collective moment of manifestation and expansion. So here's what will happen when your name is called. Please stand wherever you are as we read aloud your manifestation. When I finish each person's ovation, we will snap our fingers to affirm them, and then at the very end, we get to provide a collective standing ovation.
Yes, 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 yes. And I've got one that came in after last week that I'm glad to celebrate today.
Oh, yay.
So we're gonna read these off, and we're gonna really snap hard, and then we're gonna celebrate really, really hard as well wherever we are in the world. I am giving my first standing ovation to my eyes, because I put my glasses somewhere and I don't know where they are for when I
my
read
Lord.
little small text. So I'm giving standing ovation for having the vision that I have. And I'm also giving a standing ovation for the gift of other senses, including tactile senses, and the ability of a designer back in the day to create a screen that would allow itself to move larger and smaller by the ability to pinch. Give thanks, pincher.
Well, amen.
Give thanks. I just pinched and almost got the Holy Ghost right there. Oh my gosh.
yes.
Oh my gosh. What,
Good.
there are no excuses for excellence these days, y'all. There's no excuses. As long as you got this, you can blow up in the world. Show up and blow up. First stand ovation goes to Angela Bartlett Treese, and she's back there making sure things are set up. She says, 6 years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. I am grateful to have traveled to Aruba and returned safely to celebrate my healing journey in the successful extinguishing of cancer from my body. I am grateful for my life and the opportunity to fulfill my purpose. Ashe. There she is back there snapping in the lobby.
Yes, 6 years, yes.
Sister Christina Trotter, join us from online. Grateful to celebrate my birthday with the Infinite family. I truly am blessed to have a loving family. Sister Christina. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. What a great day to be around. To our brother, Dr. Justin Redding.
Oh, Dr.
Oh,
Justin.
man, y'all really working on my emotions today. I might as well get prepared for it. That's something told me to stick the handkerchief in my pocket this morning. This is brother Dr. Justin Redding, who y'all know we went through with COVID, met him in COVID online, and talked with him and his lovely bride who began watching us, and they got married and then got married again in Ghana, I believe it was, and had a ceremony there and sent us and take us, got a new home.
Yes.
Well, Dr. Justin Redding and Mrs. Redding, they announced right here, my wife and I are expecting our first child. Baby boy Redding is due in February. Yeah, y'all gonna love the message today. It's a brief one, but it's a good one. Y'all gonna love it. I love this alignment. I love this alignment. Keep bringing them on in here.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations. So February, it's due in February. So middle of February, we expect to
Yes,
give that baby a
pictures.
shout out. You do, Dr. Redding, you do like that. Well, you can hold them in your lap. I was going to say, do like they used to do in the northeast side daycares. They keep the baby in the baby seat and line them up in front of the TV. I was going to say, put them in front of the TV for Infinity, but sit them in your lap and watch Infinity so we can send a shout out to that beautiful baby boy. They do it. All right, next standing ovation goes to Nabu Ramu. Full-time role now in my career that pays me more money than I can count.
Woo! Yes.
Y'all better come on with these standing
Financial.
ovations in here.
Yes.
We got them in there. Okay.
Yes.
So those are the ones we had. Did you have anything else that we want to?
I don't think so.
Okay, I'm sending a standing ovation to everybody who showed up today because
Yes.
we did. Everybody said, "Oh, we want to do in person. We want to show up." So, okay, we'll do it in person. Oh, we got
Lauren has
one. Lauren has one. Did it go through or didn't? Come on. I'm just gonna come to you and give you the microphone.
Yes.
Hello, my name is Lauren. I have officially decided that I want to join Infinity.
Yay, Lauren!
Okay, good. There we go. Oh, we got it. I don't know. We don't have a song, do we, for when people want to join?
No. You joined. Yes, you did.
You joined. Yes, you did. You joined. Yes, you did. You joined. Yes, you did. We can do. We'll be here all night. We got 2 shows at 11.
We gotta stop. All right.
It's good though, Lauren. We're glad. We'll send you the info. We'll get this started. It's always good. And the thing that I love about it, I'm not gonna put you on the spot. I'll just say in general, I love it. When people come, y'all know you see familiar faces here all the time, and people take their time and they say, "Let me see if this is right in alignment." So it's always great when it hits you that we're in alignment. Yeah, we call it slow burn. Slow burn in Infinity. That's a good lasting fire. So shout out to Lauren, y'all. In the place here. We are in here. Okay, so we got everything. What do we do, Mama?
Okay, so if you shared, you get to have several seats while the rest of us are going to stand to our feet and give a standing ovation, okay? Here we go.
Right. Oh, man. So, y'all, we're going to do something new and experimental. We're going to sing a little bit. I'm going to get Tony to take our lights down because we've got some good things getting ready to come up. We're going to sing a little bit. Whoa. Couple of songs we're going to sing. We're going to sing Come and Go to This Land. We might sing another song too, though, just so that we can feel this energy. But we're going to do that. And then we're going to receive most of today's message that's going to come from our Infinite Life streamers. So I don't know what's coming after we sing some slides, but I want us along the journey to just kind of sing a little bit of Come and Go to This Land, and we're going to watch a few slides, and then the last thing that will appear will be a message from our Infinite Life streamers. And yeah, we got about a 15-minute message that's going to be delivered from them. So let's tuck ourselves in for the ride. So wherever we are, I'm going to switch over to my live mic. We're going to go from there. We sang, come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound. Oh, come and go to that land. Look at my king. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land where I'm bound. Oh, there is wisdom in that land. There is wisdom in that land. Y'all know there is a wisdom in that land. where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There is wisdom in that land. There is wisdom in that land. That's a backyard. There is wisdom in that land. Where I'm bound, oh, there is peace in that land. Yes, there is peace in that land. There is peace in that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. There is peace in that land. There is peace in that land. Oh, there is peace in that land. Where I'm bound, oh, gratitude flows in that land. Gratitude flows in that land. You know that gratitude flows in that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound, you know that gratitude flows in that land. Gratitude flows in that land. You know that gratitude flows in that land. Where I'm bound, well, all of my people are in that land. All of my people in that land. I said that all of my people are in that land. Where I'm bound, look at Celia. Where I'm bound, I said that all of my people are in that land. All of my people are in that land. Said that all of my people are in that land. Where I'm bound, oh, come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Yeah, come and go to that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Come and go to that land. Where I'm bound, oh, nothing but love in that land. Nothing but love in that land. Nothing but love in that land. Where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Nothing but love in that land. Nothing but love in that land. Nothing but love in that land. Where I'm bound. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, don't you wanna go to that land? Don't you wanna go to that land? Don't you wanna go to that land where I'm bound, where I'm bound. Don't you wanna go to that land? Don't you wanna go to that land? Don't you wanna go to that land where I'm bound? Y'all give it up for the journey, y'all.
Oh my goodness, have we come far?
Yeah.
Is it unmute? Volume up on the computer. On the laptop.
Yeah.
Plugged all the way in.
Yeah.
Try unplugging it from the computer and plug it back in. On the right side.
No, they look good.
They look good. Yeah, glowing.
Shut down in 2020.
There we go.
Um,
Set this off.
Let's press it back.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Infinity Fellowship. Tashana and Tyrell Lindsley here. We just want to say congratulations on making it 10 years
Yes.
with Infinity Fellowship. We are so grateful and honored to be a part of this space as Infinite Life streamers. As we all know, the world shut down in 2020. A lot of organizations, churches, fellowships also shut down, and a lot of them did not come back. And Infinity Fellowship figured out a way to make it work. And because of Rev Jeff and Sister Kanitha answering the call, showing up every Sunday to an empty building, setting up a phone and a stand, and deciding to go live and stream all over the world.
Yes.
Because of that, our little old family all the way in Arizona found this space, and it has truly been transformative for us.
Yes.
It has revitalized, rejuvenated, restored, all the R words, our family. And we didn't know where this would lead, but we knew it was something that we wanted to be a part of and to continue on this journey. So we became members, and it has been a beautiful, beautiful experience. And we are grateful for Rev Jeff and Sister Kanitha for answering the call.
Yes. Very powerful. So overwhelming at times to think about the magnitude of what this space has done. But we get to sit in that overwhelmingness. We get to sit in that beautiful space of gratitude. And so we're thankful to have this opportunity to give a glimpse into what happened when they pushed that record button and opened up to the world. What happened when they sent out this powerful vibration. And this is just a small sample of some of the voices and some of the spirits that were touched by that beautiful, powerful act. And so first up, we invite our dear sister, Sister Tiffany Smith, into the space to express and show us a little bit about what Infinity has meant for her. Hi, Sister Tiff.
Hello. Yes, I am coming in from the Atlanta area. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of Infinity Fellowship. Being an Infinite streamer has been integral in my life. It came at a time that I had no idea that I was going to need the support of a community. Losing my brother in December unexpectedly, and reached out to Tyrell, letting him know what was going on, and just letting him know. I had no idea that Rev Jeff would call me, be supportive, and help me figure out how to make this transition of living a new life. And Infinity Fellowship has been supportive. I've never been in a space where it's truly all are welcome. And this is a safe space. I'm so excited for Rev Jeff and Lady Kanitha to be pouring into us and everybody, to help us grow, to be a light in this world. It's been awesome. And Love and Light is just an extension of putting into practice what the downloads happen on Sunday. Being able to interact with people that are like-minded, that are trying to grow, being in a position to share, ask questions without judgment. Like, it is just truly a spiritual safe place. I'm looking forward to what we're going to do the next 10, 15, 20 years. This is an institution that is changing lives, generations, 7 forward, 7 back. And this is just a great space. And I'm so excited to be a part of Infinity Fellowship as an Infinite streamer and Love and Light. So I'm excited.
Thank you, Tiffany. We
Yes.
have loved getting to know you over the years. We also have Sister Christina in the space, another Infinite streamer.
Yes.
Thank you. I am in Woodbridge, Virginia, and I just want to say thank you, Reverend Jeff and Sister Kanitha and the If family. I'm grateful to Queen Mother Carr and her celebration of life, which brought me to infinity. And I am so grateful for all that you all have poured into us, and the changing of everybody's life, and thinking about, what things that we used to do, we no longer do, because we have something that gives us life and gives us opportunities. So I am so grateful to you. And I am grateful to Brother and Sister Lindsley. Oh my goodness. I feel as though I'm the oldest in the group. I'm sure I'm not, but they bring so much life. They bring so much clarity, and it's a safe space. And we learn so much from each other. And I am just so grateful for them. And I just ask that God would richly bless you, Reverend Jeff and Sister Kanitha, and also to Brother and Sister Lindsley. God bless you.
Woo! Don't get us started in here tonight. Oh man, and that is not all. We also have in this space a beautiful brother that has been with us and has been attending Wednesdays and just spreading so much light into the space. We have Brother Sally here with us also.
Greetings. God bless you. It's hard for me to start because it's hard for me to start. And then when I think about everything that the Infinity Fellowship Nashville has done for me and actually my family as well, I say it's hard to start. But one thing I have to go to is that Infinity Fellowship has provided a space for all of us during a time when we were actually feeling a lot of loss. My sister just mentioned that. I actually came to Infinity Fellowship in person after my sister's funeral or homegoing service, when she passed from life to afterlife. That was my first time coming to Infinity. And it was amazing because I called and said, I'm in town and I would like to visit. So it was, come on by, And everything was it was like I just went home. it was like everybody there just already knew me. It was like he and I had known each other, but we just met, you know. So it's like that friend you've had all your life, but you didn't realize that you had until you meet him. Then you wonder, then this is the same person I've been seeing, because as Sister Shauna said, the COVID-19 pandemic did a lot for taking us out of that sanctuary, and we had to find some spiritual assistance other places. And just so happened, I was going through the internet one day, and I was going through the internet. And I saw actually Roland Martin, and I saw Rev Jeff and his brother on Roland Martin, and he was talking about the Infinity Fellowship in Nashville. I said, I go to Nashville a lot, you know. Make a long story short, that's how we got connected, and it's been a lifesaver, because a lot of the things that I started reading a lot during the COVID pandemic. I started reading a lot. And a lot of things I started reading were things I've been told all my life, you don't need to read. And I began to read it, and then I understood why I was told not to read it. Because now I'm getting all these enlightening revelations, like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And I say something about it to a couple people, like, I think you're losing it. So I come back now and I meet Rev Jeff, and I said something about the Rev Jeff. He said, yeah, you know, this and this and this. So, but I learned a little bit about, he expanded my knowledge on it. So it's like, wow, he knew exactly what I was talking about. Let me move on from that. But it's home. It's a place that has always been home that I didn't know existed. So I'm just blessed to be a part of the Infinity Fellowship family and a part of you guys. Love and life. Now, I have to say this about Love and Life to you, the Lenses, our gracious hosts. You're phenomenal. You're awesome. And the thing about Love and Life, it is a continuation of the Infinity Fellowship. It's a and it's like a weekly debriefing of the download that the Spirit has given Rev Jeff. So it's amazing. Everything just kind of works in its own little cycle there, where everything just builds upon everything else. And so when we come to Love and Light after the Sunday download, we're ready for some more. So it's a growth process, and we learn that no matter how old we get, we always can learn more. So it's a blessing to just be a part of the Infinity Fellowship family. God bless you.
Ashe.
We knew you was gonna come with it. We love you, Brother Salad. Thank you so much for that. Beautiful. And last but not least, you guys, we have another beautiful spirit in the space. We have the Muhammad family, Destiny Muhammad. She would like to say a few words about being an infinite streamer as well. Hey, sis.
Hey now, good gratitude day, everyone. God bless you. So Crystal and I, my wonderful husband and I, we came to Infinity by way of Baba Greg. And it was because he was in class with Carr and having the conversation with his brother online. And we came to you all by way of the pandemic. The pandemic did some horrific things. But the beautiful things was that to let us know that Spirit works through all opportunities and all opportunities. The internet became this wonderful opportunity for us to realize is that we can stay connected 24 hours a day. Spirit is always in operation at all times. And so by way of Baba Greg, we came to Infinity and started tuning in from our apartments at 8 a.m. in the mornings on Sunday. Just enjoying the message. And if I may share this, we've been in metaphysics for many years. And what we so enjoy is that the energy of the ancestors was always welcome. Every service. We have been in metaphysics, science of mind, unity, all of that. But the opportunity to actually evoke the presence, the spirit of ancestors standing on feet and shoulders. This is the thing for me that I felt like in metaphysics. I came to metaphysics as a shorty, as a 12-year-old. Here in my 6th decade on the planet, and realizing that that portion, to be able to acknowledge the ancestors and knowing that spirit continues to speak in the voices of those that have always loved us from the very beginning of time. That made us continue to come back. That acknowledgement of a great great grandmother previously enslaved, who we know are continuing to celebrate us. We are the answer to their every prayer, whether they knew it is Ifa, Hoodoo, Voodoo. We are the answer. Don't let me get started. So, and just as another note, just being able to tune in and to talk through the chat. This is the evolution of spirit as we know it. 100 years ago, a pandemic came through and offered some opportunities. Now we're still able to speak and maybe not always touch physically, but when we speak to one another in the chat and like this, look at God just saying, I'm all there is. I figure out new ways to have fun. To show up as my folks. I can go on. I'm gonna say this one last thing. Then you see my beautiful husband right over here who drives me around everywhere. We had some of our gear was stolen last year in October. Infinity showed up and showed out. They said, where that Cash App, girl? You need to be trying to let us know. So don't let us miss our blessing. Y'all did that. And we hadn't even touched and agreed physically, but y'all did that for us. We got mad love, mad love. We looking forward to the next decade plus of what Infinity is going to do. Well, next thing you know, we doing this on Zoom, but we're going to be some, what do they call it? Hologram, hieroglyphics showing up. How about that? Right? We are loving you. We don't always get a chance to come through and do the Wednesday touch and agree. But let me tell you something. The fact that y'all always let us know, look, what you need to try to do, I know you're working, but you need to try to do is get on in here with us. So every now and then we get a chance. But I love that Wednesday where we reinforce the message. It's that ongoing, because some of us got it in our previous Church of God in Christ, Baptist Church, whatever it was. This is an ongoing continuation of that. Let's meet up on Wednesday because, we just got to reinforce that message so we have some news we can use and apply in real time. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. We love you. We thank God for you. We're going to continue to sing your praises every time we go. We're going to continue to show up at that 8 a.m. morning before we got to go hit somewhere and love up on you. Let's go on to the next decade plus. Peace and appreciation. But beloved, did you want to say something?
We good.
Thank you.
Man, thank you to Infinity Fellowship. As you can see, Reverend Jeff, Sister Kanisha, we are a reflection of you. We show up because you show up, and we will continue to show up.
Yes.
This space, Infinite Streamers, we are a small group that want to showcase what the larger collective feels about you and about this space. We appreciate it so very much, and we are so excited and honored to be able to show our gratitude for Infinity Fellowship, for this space. We love it. We appreciate it. We're here. We're going to show up. We're going to do the work, because that's what Infinity Fellowship is all about. We nurture ourselves spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically, and we will all continue to show up and do that work because you guys show up every day, so we're going to do the same. We love you guys so much.
10 years.
10 years. Thank you. Love you guys.
We love you too.
10 years, y'all. I had no idea what that was going to be, and I've learned put my windscreen on. Yeah, I've learned to trust. Tony, give me the lights about in the house about 50%. I'm just going to go over here to this table for a minute. What a blessing, y'all. What a blessing. Shout out to my Infinite Life streamers and to everybody out there who's done just a remarkable job of building this community. Y'all, everybody, this is a 10 years, a whole celebration for an entire month. And when you go through and seeing some of those pictures, I heard some oohs and ahs when there was a recognition that the forest was that thing back. It was all of that. It was grown all the way up to the building, y'all. And all of the wonderful work that went into just changing things. That I see that one picture. I see it. I hope 100 years from now they'll show that picture of Sister Alicia with the spray bottle. Because the look on her face described everything about the state of the business. Yeah, it was pure and utter disgust at what she was spraying. And yet through the disgust, and yet through all of that, you find a way to still keep going. Because again, y'all, this is just the beginning. It's just 10 years is just the beginning. Lee, one thing that Lee told me, I'm going to find this, and he celebrated before he went into the full hospice space. I will say that I dedicate this brief message and this brief energy to him because, you know, he was a vital part of everything we do. He said, I told him we're celebrating 10 years. He said he wants to come speak to us, and he said, that's perfect, my friend. 10 years. That's a good start, a good first few minutes. So when you think about it, when you have a long view of history, when you have a long view of the world, you tend to not get distracted. When you look back in gratitude, that's what the energy is about, amplifying gratitude, y'all. A week or so ago, we had a message, a download that came that said very clearly, fill the silence with gratitude. So when you're in a place where you feel like you need to fill it with distraction, if you change and fill it with gratitude, watch and see what begins to happen. When we are in the space today, we're talking from an energy of, do you know who you are? Do you know whose you are? So I'm going to ask, we're just going to make a brief moment of declaration, a brief moment of recognition. If something is sparked at some point, we want you to share it. But I want to ask a question. Who is your God, or what God have you known? And I really just want it in real time. So if anybody knows the name or reveals a name, it can be a name that you've used. It could be a name that you've heard people use. But if you're willing, would you write this, come up and write that name on this piece of paper, on this Post-it note for me. Come on, step up. Don't be shy. Just write a name. Don't worry about if it's misspelled or whatever. We're gonna have some energy in here today. And as we're writing these names, I really want, okay, we got one, good. Somebody come write another one. The more the merrier. Don't be shy. As we're writing these names, though, I want to also acknowledge Tyrell and Tashana Lindsley for that video. I did not see it beforehand. Spirit kept me from seeing it. Finally, this morning, I texted Tyrell. I said, we uploaded the video into the system. Is Spirit told me it's okay. Is it all right? He said, oh, no, it's okay. It's great. So it was better than even expected, and I had high expectations for things. So somebody else, come on up here. We're going to put it up in here. Don't be shy, because I need your insight. Write them so we can see them. If you got a name, if you are familiar with a name that you call the source of everything, the beginning, the creator, the mother, father, God, divine principle, whatever name may come on and give us one. Come on and give us one. Come and go with us to this land. And I'll tell you why in a minute. We love it. Watch it step over here. But to the Lindsleys again, to keep this continuation going, that the concept of infinity is definitely about Everyone contributing and putting something into it so that everybody can rise. And so that we can do something. Again, these lessons are sticking with people, and they're sticking because even on Wednesday night, there are, I love it. I love it. These names are amazing. Don't worry about that. It's just some water. Yeah, it's just water. It's libations. The ancestors wanted it. We'll get it. Thank you, Star. So roll me a river out there. We always wanted a flowing stream at Infinity. We always said on our property we wanted it. The universe gives it to you in miraculous ways. No accident that one of our lodge firekeepers sent us into the flow today. It means there's something. Thank you, Brother Craig. Thank you. I have another look. I got you. Come on up. We got all we're doing, y'all. Look in the chat, wherever you are in the chat. Go ahead and type something in the chat. If you've got a name in the chat, I'll go get my screen so I can see you. Type a name that you call the divine creator of everything, the spark of everything. I know somebody's in here who's watching. They're scientists, and they may call it the Big Bang. And they say, well, I don't do the divinity stuff. I just say, hey, the Big Bang started everything. Call it Big Bang. Matter of fact, I'll do a post-it note for you as well that will say Big Bang, whatever it might need to be. We're going to get you in that space today so that you have that as well. Thank y'all. Thank y'all very much. We got it. For the sake of preserving the building, I'm looking in here and I'm seeing some names coming in. Oh, yeah. Y'all got it?
I'm looking for another.
Oh, another marker. We out of them? Oh, man, it's running out. Okay, good. We got brighted on a pen. We're going to get it. Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
One per.
You got two more. Look, Stephanie got all the names. Stephanie says, I have all of the names of the Creator within me. Whatever comes to your mind, that's beautiful. If you got it in for the live streamers, help us out at home. Put something in there that says, hey, I call the infinite source of the universe, divine source, I call it by, or I refer to it by, or I've heard people refer to it by, whatever it may be. And then we get it going. I'm going to show you this little illustration that came to my mind. And then we see what comes to your hearts as we come into this space. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, great. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yes. Thank you. All right. I told somebody and I didn't want to be a lie. I'm going to call it the Big Bang. One day when we have an adult study class, we'll talk about the correlations with that, with our earthly creation systems. It's kind of funny, but it had to be a kind of a nightclub joke that you'd have about that. The creation of the universe, there's something in that Big Bang theory, so to speak, the biggest of all. But when we talk about that, and I've got my infinite life streamers, I'm going to keep y'all here with me. I'm going to put y'all in I got God here in the infinite life streamers. I've got other names appearing in here. What I wanted to do, though, is share something conceptually with you, visually, so that we can get some reality. And by getting reality, I mean, let's grasp something that is a concept that is too big to even be able to grasp. But for the sake of visualization and understanding of how we make this thing practical in our lives, we tune into. Take a deep breath. Exhale, let it all go. In this jug is water. And everybody needs water. Nowadays online there's a popular saying when things are going wrong and controversies in the world, people say, what you doing? People say, I'm just drinking water and minding my own business. That's called, we could say, that's because we all know that if nothing else, we can't change anything else. What we can do is drink a little water, because a little water will cool us off. Turn to somebody and say, you need some water in your life. Drink some water. I'm not going to say mind your own business, but we drink some water. The beautiful thing about this water, though, is it is an infinite source. It is an infinite source. And let me tell y'all a secret about water, because, you know, you can't drink just any kind of water, right? We got some alkaline water in our little system out there that comes out. And sometimes we change it out with purified water, and that's great. And sometimes people drink that. We've got a wonderful new filter on our refrigerator. I tell people, you want some nice filtered water, go get on the refrigerator door. It's got actually a really good filter on there, and it tastes really good. And so people get to choose. Every now and then I'll get some tap water. And people say, oh, whoa. You know, we've reached a point where we ain't drinking that Cumberland Punch now. There's some bodies up in that thing. There's some other stuff up in that thing. I ain't drinking that Cumberland Punch. And I remember, Joshua, being in middle school and high school when somebody did something absolutely revolutionary. When I was growing up and you were thirsty and you were playing outside, you went to the side of the house and got the garden hose. And you drank from the garden hose. And that's what you did. And you know, I'm blessed. My parents were working class poor. It's funny because, you know, there's a concept called the vaccination effect. There's this concept that if you give yourself a little bit of dis-ease, your immune system will get used to it. And so you don't go and overprotect yourself because you want to get enough of a germ to give yourself immunity down the line. And my dentist, when I became an adult, because we didn't have many dentist visits when I was a kid, you know, we didn't get braces, we didn't get all of that, but you know, they said, oh, you got some strong teeth. And I remember the 2 or 3 years in, they said, oh, you've been drinking more bottled water. And I said, yeah, how do you know? He said, well, you know, that chlorine and everything that's in the fluoride, some of the stuff that's in that tap water, it actually is kind of good for your teeth. You know, sometimes you get it too filtered, you filter out all of the good stuff and the bad stuff. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. So me sucking out of that garden hose actually was, you know, giving me some chompers, and I could go in on something. I'd go in on ribs. I would eat the bone, get the marrow out, you know, and I didn't realize that I was actually strengthening my teeth through adversity. But I say all that to say that even if we've got filter, even if we got alkaline, even if we've got Cumberland Punch, there are still some people who won't drink it unless it comes from a bottle. Because I remember, Joshua, when somebody said, we're going to start selling bottled water. And everybody said, oh, no one will ever buy water from a bottle. And now bottled water is an industry. And people got mad when they found out a certain kind of bottled water was actually just tap water that they had poured into a bottle. And everybody was, oh, how could they sell this as bottled water? I said, you didn't read the fine label. They didn't tell you where the water came from. They just gave it a nice name. And it could be argued that it is highly intelligent to go to the side of the road, get the garden hose, fill it up, put a label on it, and charge somebody $4 for it. Entrepreneurship. Welcome to America, where you can buy that Cumberland Punch in a bottle with a special name. Or you can go to the springs. Some people say, I like spring water. Well, guess what? Spring water is not filtered. It's just from a spring, which is beautiful. And see, when I talk about different types of water, what happens is we turn up our noses because we are highly enlightened. And we're only going to drink certain type of water. But, oh, I got some news for you. Some people say, well, I don't want to drink that water because it's not clean. I don't want to drink that water because it's been defiled. I don't want to drink that water because it hasn't been filtered. Here's something that's going to happen, and I hate to gross you out, but when you get through eliminating yourself in these wonderful bathrooms at Infinity, and you get through washing your car, and you're going to drink that water again now. The reason why is because the earth is encapsulated in an atmosphere. And when we go beyond the lower atmosphere into the stratosphere and the troposphere, and we go into those areas, there is something that keeps us gravitationally from being blown out into the vacuum of space. And it is called an atmosphere. And the only way to describe it in a way that would help you to understand the picture is you think about the snow globe that you used to shake up and watch it snow. That's what we're in right now. So those snow dots are just recycling over. Every piece of water in this earth is something that is being recycled. So when you throw out that mop water in the summertime and you've mopped the floor with it, you picked up every single thing you got, eventually it's going to evaporate. And when it evaporates, it's going to go not into space, but it's going to hit the upper atmosphere. It's going to seed the clouds. It's going to come back down as rain. It's going to fertilize our crops. It's going to be a part of your watermelon. But I say that to say that water is something that continues to cycle and recycle. So instead of just getting fixated on that, the next time you have to eliminate, and instead of trying to eliminate a step, we want to go through the process of filtering, because definitely filtering helps clean it. But basically, everything is everything. Turn to somebody and say, everything is everything. So there's no mistake that one of our great spiritual teachers who's now become an ancestor, Malidoma Patrice Somé, the book that put him on the map was a book called Of Water and the Spirit. And I love the revelation that water is something that you think about. So when you think about this as an infinite supply, just like the continual cycling that you have of the water on this earth, water is always there. It falls, it rises, it freezes, it boils, it evaporates, and it comes right back. It is a continual metaphor for the cycle of life. And so if we think about this, what do we call this water? Well, some call the water life mother. Some call it divine black womb. Some call it Ododumare, son of Shango. Some call it Uni. Some call it universe. Some call it giver of life, love, the unseen source in me, infusion. Some call it God, protector. Some call it God, almighty. Some people call it source. Some scientists call it the Big Bang. But one thing we know for sure, it's an infinite supply. Another thing that we know for sure, and the reason why I could not find the vessel I was looking for. And I was looking for a vessel because as soon as the revelation came, as soon as the download was coming, Rihanna, I was like, I need a vessel. There's a big, giant vessel. And then this vessel was in front of me. And I was like, and then I was like, sorry. Thank you. When we connect the dots, one seeking leads to another discovery. And just like you thought you forgot your keys, but then you went into your house to get your keys, and did you remember that the bill was on the other side of the room at that moment, and you would have driven to the other side of town and were forgotten it? So these little steps and stages came. So I was reminded in the revelation of this particular vessel that I'm using for this particular diagram, this particular living parable, this particular metaphor, is that contained in all of the universe, contained in God protector, contained in divine source, contained in big, are both principles of male and female. That's why it's so dangerous. Yin yang, we could put that up there. That's why it's kind of dangerous a little bit for us to start doing pronouns when it relates to something that is so infinite that we can't describe it. But I understand, because prior to Zoroastrianism and this concept of dualism that is happening, those of you who have taken my class, you understand that the universe was non-dualistic. In other words, incorporating all principles of all sides and all energy, indefinable except through human standards. But then it became profitable when Western religion comes along to start defining these pronouns, particularly as male, because it creates a male-dominant society. That no matter how hard you work to be seen in a theological paradigm, that in the end of the night, if you get on your knees as a woman who is studying either process or womanist theology, how ironic is it that when you get all of this fighting to be seen out of the way, that you still get down on your knees and say he. That's how deep it is. That's how powerful the training is. But when you open your mind to an expansive understanding that everything is everything, all of a sudden it's all incorporated into one divine source. And then let me tell you a brief story of what happens from this source. Remember, everything is everything. Turn to somebody and say, everything is everything.
Everything is everything.
So we have these little vessels. And these are really nice vessels. They kind of look alike. They're the same color. They match each other. And from these little vessels, we pour out some of divine source, some of God protector, some of Big Bang, some of Olodumare, some of that. And now we have this divine essence separated into these little vessels. And these little vessels kind of get together because vessels that are like energy attracts like energy. And what's fascinating is we think like energy attracts like energy, and we're fixated on a vessel. These are blue cups. A blue cup is attracted to a blue cup. And from the place of the blue cup being the blue cup, we attract like energy. This is the cafeteria mentality. This is called cafeteria theology. The goth kids come in and they look for the goth kids. The black kids come in and they look for the black kids. The white kids come in and they look for the jocks, look for the jocks. That is the visual stimuli. But the reality is the only like energy that is truly the highest energy is the energy that's inside the cup. And so as the energy is inside the cup, thank you, Tony. As the energy is inside the cup, you think about this. When these two cups got together, call it the balance of the universe. Call it Ra and Nut. Call it Shu and Tefnut. Call it Adam and Eve. I don't care what you call the vessel. Eventually, creation works in a very interesting way. They begin to pour into each other. And from pouring into each other, there's reproduction. And the only thing it does is really reproduce more vessels. And eventually, over time, you have more vessels come about. Some of them are clear. You might have a little bit of each energy mixed in. It's all from the same source, really. Oh, you got other vessels that come in. I like this vessel. This vessel comes with an accent. It comes with a particular look. This vessel is right here, looking. It is speaking. It is clearly defined. This vessel here is got a couple of different shades. Don't know where it comes from, but it might be a little bit rough around the edges. But it's right there. It's a nice, wonderful vessel. You have another little vessel that may be a little dainty. It's got a little emergence into the world, and it comes and it shows its face. Then you got another vessel here. This vessel here takes what it takes in its shape and form, and it begins to show itself. And before long, you've got all types of vessels here. This vessel here is real cool, man. It loves a little order from the source. It's very, very good. Says to me, hey, I can do this too, you know? Do you know we come together in this place and we say we are in this vessel? So we got all these vessels, right? And then we get trapped in a weird cycle. We get trapped in a weird cycle. So we end up focusing not on this, but we focus on this. So then we began to hunt and peck. Oh no, not my vessel. Not my vessel. Oh no, not my vessel. Oh no, not my vessel. We began to define ourselves. We label ourselves. This one's got Infinity Fellowship on it. That's what we call that vessel. This one is, nevertheless, she persisted. This is later Kenitsa. And it's good because on these outward vessels, we have something called identity, right? And we start identifying these vessels and we start claiming, you know, what set you from? What vessel you from? This is one of my great, this is a biracial vessel. This is a mixed, I'm mixed. I'm 1/4, well, I'm 3/4 African. I'm 1/4 black, and then the rest I'm Indian. And that's why my hair look like this. It is amazing the time and energy that we put. And because some vessels are elevated in society over others, the other vessels began to try to align themselves in proximity to see who can be closest to this vessel for power. And so these vessels began to be in conflict with each other. And so instead of recognizing who they are, they began to be in conflict with one another. And from the space of conflict, which is based on identity, and you list the identity. Here's my gender. Here's who I love. Here is the community I come from. Here's my culture. All of these things are important, in a sense, for the vessel. But when it's all said and done, the focus on the outward vessel prevents us from saying, the Spirit in me loves the Spirit in you. So easy, easy to love. Because when all is said and done, these vessels are simply holding the same stuff. So who are you gives way to whose are you. And so when we begin to make this transition, it is only when we make transition that we begin to realize it. Because when we begin to pour into each other, and here's what's funny. There are times when we pour into each other, we feel empty. People come to us and they feel as if they have been poured out. They feel like if they've been empty. They feel like there's nothing left in them. They feel so transparent that everybody can see through them and see that they are empty. Prayer and meditation lead you back to divine source to be filled again. And when it fills you to overflowing, you are healthy and wealthy and wise. But guess what? We have the ability as other vessels when we see somebody. This is what community does. Community says, you know what? I got you right there. You had a hard time. You were falling. I got you right there. You know what? I recognize the divine in you. I got you right there. And then we get full to overflowing. So as we recognize this, we begin to understand the power of focusing not too much on the vessel. It's good because these vessels are beautiful. And these vessels are beautiful because they are unique. But we cannot lose sight of the fact that who we are in this world are simply divine source expressing itself through us. And when you see it that way, the conversation you have when you encounter difference brings you closer together. It makes you understand the pain that people have gone through. When a vessel gets cracked, when a vessel gets chipped, when a vessel gets broken, that's representing trauma. It represents experiences that we have on this earth. But it doesn't mean that something is wrong with the vessel. It means that even a broken vessel can carry water. The water is spirit. When we get past those experiences, when we embrace those experiences, when we get a little bit of therapy for those experiences, when we get a little bit of community for those experiences, we reach a point where we find the clarity that gives us the purity of existence. And the purity of existence is simply knowing that all things work together. Turn to somebody and say, all things work together. All things work together. Online, tell me all things work together. And if you ask this question about transition as I close it today, because this message today is meant to be meditated on. This is meant for you to do. Go at home and do it with your friends. Do it with your family. Do it with the people in your circles. It doesn't matter. This message is something to be contemplated. For I am being poured out like a libation, as it says in the scripture. This is what happens when I transition. When you ask the question, as we all have to answer, what happens when we go? What happens when these vessels that we have identified can no longer hold the water? We are poured back. We are put back into the spiritual continuum. We rejoin. And when we rejoin, we hang up these earthly vessels. We put them away because we no longer need them anymore. We are poured back into divine source. And then all of those little differences that we once had may be remembered by those who are here. But we get poured back into the space. And then those things that we thought separated us no longer matter. Because as we are poured back into divine source and creation, then all is as it should be. And then in another generation, somebody comes along with another suit and vessel. Divine source gets an opportunity to express itself all over again. And the cycle continues. So we may cry our libations at those who have moved to the space of life after life. But we celebrate because we know that we all get a chance to express it all over again. So even as we are caught in these places of expression, we ask and we invite you to remember that we are simply divine source, God protector, universe, giver of life, uni. We're not getting caught in the names. We recognize that our journey is about recognizing that we are simply divine source, finding new and important and powerful ways to express itself to itself all over again, on purpose and in purpose. Take this with you, hold it in your hearts and your minds. So it is spoken, so it is received, and so it is. Ashe? Ashe. Y'all take a deep breath. I'm going to give this mic around and I'm going to get Joshua, if you will, Josh. We don't need any music or anything, but I've got I'm going to get you, Joshua, to come get my phone. And I'm going to go get you to get the surprise. I'm going to do this real time like I'm country. I'm getting a special treat for y'all that I've been waiting on. Lady Kenitha knows what it is. Here's the address. There's the address. But step outside and call that number. Tell them you're on the way. And Tony can handle the rest. Podium mic, Tony. I'm going to ask you at home and in the space here to go ahead and test good. Thank you. Give that to Lady Kenitha as well to go ahead and take a deep breath in here. Exhale. If anybody at home has a revelation that they got, something that sparked something inside them that they want to share about the message today, about the energy today, I invite you to share it. I'll try to read one or two of them before we go. The pinch screen does not work on this monitor, so I will be testing the length of my arms. But if anybody here had a revelation that came to them while they saw this, I want to give space for you to share it at this time. Revelation or question or comment or observation.
So I was always raised to know God as something that was beyond my comprehension. It wasn't a he, she. I was always raised to know that it was just something bigger than me that breathed life into me. So to see it that way just reaffirmed my upbringing. It reaffirmed what everything my Nana was telling me, like growing up. It's just, it doesn't matter what you believe in. It doesn't matter what path you decide to walk because it's all the same. And it was just, that was a good representation because it's one thing to be told something, but when you see it, it's like, I'm not better than you. I'm not different from you. We are literally the same. And there's no reason why we should be constantly divided. When we all believe in the same thing, it's just hard. But knowing that it's literally just because everyone needs to find a way to express themselves in a way that they feel comfortable. So I'm not going to judge you for your differences. I'm going to welcome you because it's an expression from something that's already within me. So.
I love it. Passing like a give down left ear. Passing anybody who might have something else. Somebody else may have something. Sister Reese got something. She's been glowing today.
Integrating so much. I'm just going to speak about my morning. So I got up this morning, did my prayers, and there's this book that I'm reading. Everyone should go get it. I've been selling out like Tic Tacs. Opening to Spirit, and it's about chakras and African spirituality, and like both of them. And I've been meditating on the sacral chakra, and that sign is ruled by water. Since I've been having these like emotional blockages around just like releasing emotion, releasing old things, like trusting things to come back, like not holding on, like that's the season I've been on. But it's also like a center of self and like your inner child and like expressing some of that like joy and creativity that you have when you're a kid. And it talks about like children, when they hear music, they dance. When they're hungry, they eat. When they, you know what I'm saying, like that impulse to take care of yourself and to regenerate. And so the water metaphor for me is moving a lot, I think, just around regeneration. I think in this world and in this moment, there's a lot of doctrine around death and around things not coming back and around things being finite. And I've had to really fight that internal messaging that like, no, this thing recreates itself, like like speaking regeneration into myself and into anything that I feel like has been dead and like is not able to come back. And so even you like the metaphor with the cups. So the ancestors, you know, definitely have been speaking to me this morning about that of like, you are us, you are me, like all the things you admire in me are the things that I've told you, like, and just like seeing myself like in the higher veneration as I see them, like them not above me, them not, you know, telling me what to do or this, you know, father patriarchal God, but like you said, like something that I have access to as well, and have been a regenerative. I am a regenerate generation of my family, and like the things that they sent me here to do, you know, and so all of it is all in there. Everything is everything. I'm in like that.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And when we think about this, there may be a clan of blue cups. And we say, oh, a spirit comes back to us and is born through us in the blue. That's great. Yeah. That's great. And so that cultural paradigm, if you will, that cultural paradigm, oh, what happened? Something going? Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right. So the cultural paradigm, then this is how I express myself in my family. This is what I teach you about my ancestors. This is what I teach you about. Here's the end, though. It is okay to protect yourself. If you're attacked by those who don't understand who you are, it's okay. But it's okay in understanding that they're doing the best they can because there may be right there. Because they poured so much of their energy into dominating, so much of their energy into making money off you. It goes beyond just the vessel. They poured so much energy out into trying to be liked. They poured so much energy into trying to be accepted. They poured so much energy in trying to be important or have a title that there's very little that they have left. And I found that in this journey, it means that when you surround yourself with your culture and you do your things that you need to do, as long as the pursuit is to understand what is within and to not get so attached to what's on the outside that you end up doing what everybody else is doing. I got 50 million classes. I got 2,000 lectures. I want to make sure I get everybody taken care of. My family don't know who I am. Or every relationship I jump in, I break. But I got everything else that the rest of this world will think is impressive. If water is of spirit, and we impose ourselves on the rest of the world, Now we understand the true esoteric meaning. Scripture writers are y'all tapped in. Okay, even if there's been misinterpreted from the Bible, from the Bhagavad Gita, everything else that has been handed down, it's been misinterpreted because we always want to put our face and name on everything. But when we get to the essence of the scriptures and we see it, and we see it visually and we understand it gutturally, we understand what a scripture means, that when you're going around trying to impress in the world, what does it profit a man or woman to gain the world but lose his soul? What does it profit? So in this space, as long as it's understanding, and your studies, all of our studies, cultural and otherwise, should lead us to be able to recognize and value this that is within us all. And sometimes we need a little extra boost of the external forces to get us back in alignment. But if it does not lead to the understanding of the essence in everyone and that all is working together and a space of joy and peace, then it is a joy, it's a state that detracts from us and actually causes us to lose our humanity. And what makes us human is not this vessel, but what makes us human is our ability to see the connection that we all have. Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Go ahead. And if you're online, I'm looking for you online too.
So what's your name again?
Brianna.
Brianna. So, Brianna? Oh, okay. So I was listening to you share yours, and I didn't want to sound morbid and like jump right into death, but that is something that I experienced early on in life and have made my own way of having to deal with it and what that looks like. Now that I have small kids, they ask me, so as we're pulling up, my son's like, how did your mom die? It's just the most random times he thinks of this. It's no rhyme or reason. And I'm like, do we have to talk about it today? He was like, yeah. It's like, we're parked outside. But I think this demonstration, what I know would be something that I can share with them and show them, instead of me talking about it and trying to give my illustrations, that they see when we talk about our ancestors and we look at the pictures of those who have gone before us, they have poured back into not just me, but to you. And I was listening to a podcast on epigenetics with Neil deGrasse Tyson and a few other people, and they were talking about, and I've seen it, I heard it in different other, areas of the woman. I mean, you're carrying your 2 generations already in your womb. So when my mother was conceived, I was already planted in her, and my daughter was planted as well. And so even in human form, we can share that, showing that you are already here.
Already.
You are already here. You just have been cycled back into the human form that you're in. So, and then when you just gave the other illustration, I was like, let me just stay focused on this before I go. But just thinking of my son and how I can tell he's just very inquisitive, as most kids are. He's just like, where did she go? And how did that happen? And how do you feel? And how did you do this? And so it's emotional for me, but it gives me an opportunity to make sure that I don't ever suppress that, right? That the life is still here. So
that's good. That's good. And two things on that water stuff, because you said it. And Tony, I'm gonna go to this one so you can cover. I want you to get kind of close here so I can see, what's here. But when we think about just the power of metaphor, this is why it's important to go through 2 stages. Turn to somebody and say meditation and revelation. Then turn to them and say, go back to 1. This is why silence is important. We fight it, but when we meditate, things are revealed. And then we meditate on what was revealed to us. So we talk about this concept of metaphor. We talk about this story. When we go into the sweat lodge symbolizes the womb, right? When we go to this place, all of this divine creation, all of this source, all of these different names contain within it everything. Masculine principle, feminine principle, all of it, all of this essence of divine stuff is contained within. When a woman is carrying a child, and one thing we all have in common, regardless of gender, ethnicity, all this other stuff that we claim, orientation include all of that, is that we came out of the womb of a woman. So if we look at this, macrocosmically, it's the universe. We look at microcosmically, it's the woman's womb. Because in the woman's womb, we are floating in what? Water, amniotic fluid. And as our chromosomes and our DNA is being put together inside that womb, in our chromosomes, X and Y, all principles are being put together to determine what ends up being this vessel right here that we then begin to name, because we're smart enough now in our frontal cortex area to start naming and claiming at this point. But we came from that same divine essence and that same energy. Watch this. Everybody throw out one word that describes water.
Refreshing.
Refreshing. Life. Liquid. Infinite. Wet. Is the water wet? Does a tree fall in the forest and no one is there? Does it make a sound? Meditation and revelation. H2O, which is a perfect balance of hydrogen and oxygen to produce water. What are good things that you think about when you think about water? An ocean?
Clear.
It's clear. Yeah, good. Let's stick with adjectives, descriptives. Water is refreshing. Water is clear. Water is life-giving. What are other ones? It's tranquil. It's
Strong.
It's strong. It is. Yeah, it's what?
Massive.
Massive. Unbreakable. For even the water can wear down the mountain over the time. It is the only element that can. Every valley that you go in, when you drive down this hill, you know that you're driving down a hill because water eventually flowed and made this hill when it was flowing downhill. Every single word that was named, every single adjective, every single description, I would add to this. And so it goes with God. God is refreshing. God is massive. Universe is life-giving. Universe is wet. No, it is. You know, in the Memphite theology in Kemet, and you talk about the primeval mountain rose out of primeval sea. And then the air, Shu, gave birth to Tefnut and all of the energies of the fire, water, and air and earth. That's an ancient story. It's an ancient story that happened with Gilgamesh and later with Noah, that in order to replenish the world, there was a flood and everything was wiped clean and brand new. In the beginning, the spirit of the waters moved across the face of the deep. From the ocean, from the waters, the continents emerged. Obatalai in the Yoruba tradition was descended to earth, which was all water. And from a snail shell poured out the continents and put a chicken down to peck out all of the lands. Everything starts in water, including us. So all of these wonderful things, all of these attributes, all of these things that are symbolic, all of them show us that all things are connected. And when we focus on the essence, we don't get distracted as much on a vessel. And that's the beauty. From the infinite life stream, the act of non-judgment comes up. It can assist with looking beyond the vessel, the name, the exterior, at the core. You are me, I am you. Turn to somebody and say that. You are me, and I am you. If we put some music to that and meditated on that, do you know how powerfully emotional this place would become? Look at somebody and say, you are me, and I am you. Give me a wider shot over here, Tony. Thank you for that. Turn to somebody else and say, you are me, and I am you. Spirit is just saying right now, real time, y'all. Y'all are getting this as I'm getting this. And that's great, because all I am is a vessel. I read, I study, I meditate. And then when it's time for me to just let go, I just stop and I just say, what do you have to say? And what is coming through right now, thank you, Sister Tashana, you are me and I am you, explains away every single conflict that you have in your life, every single conflict that is happening in the globe right now, every single political machination that is going off the rails. Because it's not a question of you recognizing I am you and you are me, and vice versa. It comes down to, how do you see yourself? Because if you don't value the divine essence in yourself, then you are going to attack people. How I engage is a direct result of how I feel about myself. And if I feel in alignment with the divine, then I can't help but to look at you and see the same thing. But when I have lost my alignment with the divine, when I've lost in the vessel that has conquered, when I've lost in the vessel that has gotten a one-up, when I've lost in the vessel that has been broken by trauma and others, then I see you, and I see you as worthless as I feel about myself at the core. But when I recognize I have worth for myself, then I can't help but to look at you and see the good. It doesn't mean that I'm going to allow myself to participate in the drama of trauma. I'm not going to participate in enabling you to take advantage of me. But I do have the right to, as we say here, decline your invitation to a lower vibration. I do have the time to walk away from things. Some of us have had to walk away from things. We've had to walk away from people. You've had to walk away from institutions. You've had to walk away from relationships that everything was tied to, that your money was tied to, that your livelihood that was tied to, that your children were tied to, that your friendships were tied to. And you had to walk away just so you could come back and get refueled, because you've been pouring so much into everybody else. And when you're operating in a space where you are only thinking about what you can get from others, you will continue to drain people. And you get in proximity. You keep trying to pour in, keep pouring in. But guess what happens? You get drained. And eventually, if people don't pour back, that's relationship. We're going to pour into each other. We recognize this. This is community. We're going to add 3 or 4 more cups here. That's what Sunday service is about, y'all. We just pour into each other and pour back and forth. But when you get empty in that place and nobody's pouring in, eventually you have to say, you know what? You got all of me. I ain't got nothing left to give. So instead of messing with you, I'm just going to move you on out of the way. I'm going to go to my fast. I'm going to go to my prayer. And I'm just going to refill from the source directly. Because I know that there's an infinite source. And so when you do this, you recognize that you can continue to replenish. And you stop chasing and saying, please give back to me what I gave to you. Please, please come back. Please give back to me. I poured so much. And all you're doing then is continuing to feed. I know what I'm saying. I don't know who it's talking to.
Everybody.
But I'm talking to myself. And I can tell by the response and the reaction. I got some people to get to online. I can tell by the response that somebody knows what I'm talking about. And you reach a point where you keep trying to prove yourself. You keep trying to get people to recognize. You keep trying to get to the see. You don't need that. All you got to do is hit the pause. Sometimes you got to get down low and hit the pause. You hit the pause and then you move. You allow them people to keep moving. And what you're going to find is when they see you're not chasing them anymore, they start coming back an inch a little closer. Then they start turning around a little bit. Then they disappear for a minute, get a makeover, shine themselves up. Right at the edges, they see what you've been doing. They start talking to, oh yeah, I see you've been studying that. And then, well, hey, what's going on? I want to try to pour into you. It's all right. And then they say, oh, okay, well, I'm just going to go on about my way. And they're like, you okay? I'm leaving this time. Okay. Yeah, I'm over here. Hey. Then they keep on fading out. And then when they come back around, by this time, they think something is happening, but you're actually moving right to source. And so they will miss you with that stuff. And hopefully reach a place where they find that they too can go to the source too. And when they come here saying, I don't know what's wrong with me, now I'm empty, you say, let me show you what works for me. And if they listen, if they're ready, then they can get that. And yes, reconciliation, apologies, all that, wonderful, maybe not. That doesn't affect you. That's not your job. There it is. One thing, I got this, Sister Beth Taylor online, introduced to this fellowship 2 weeks ago, and I'm embracing the teaching and the peace I feel in this space. I'm encouraged to continue to learn more. Lakeisha, all things are working together. This return to source was demonstrated in a movie called Dome the Second. I'm sure it's there. These universe antennas, Takia told us once, these antennas go up a million stories. Ain't no new stories, nothing new under the sun. It's just this moment where we get to embrace it. Yes, Lady Kaditha.
Well, I was just going to say that now I understand the art. I've been watching you meditate, so I'm going to be real. I hadn't meditated probably since before COVID. I was on a good practice, and then COVID happened, and then, yeah. And so I watched you meditating, and there was one day a lot of stuff had happened, and you were like, I'm not right because I didn't get a chance to meditate. And so I started adding that practice because I was doing some research, and I saw how that helps with blood pressure and helps with all these different things. To meditate. And so what I keep thinking about it, because it dawned on me about the joy of meditation, that it's a place for joy. It's meant for your joyful moment. And so even if I'm taking my 5 minutes, but now I'm seeing that I'm getting a chance for my vessel to be filled each day that I meditate. I'm able to get that recognition again about who I belong to, who I am, the truth of who I am, the essence of who I am, and I'm able to then go about the day and the business instead of focusing primarily on the vessel and outside vessels and all of that. It just helps me to get my mind right on, don't forget though, Kanitha, that you are this powerful spirit. You have all of those elements residing inside of you. You are the essence of that. And so, and if I'm going about in the world, then I'm going to move in a different way of, no, I'm the essence and you're the essence. I love that. You are me and I am you. You're the essence too. And so, but I just thought about that with meditating, that is a tool get that, to have that recognition.
It is a tool. And when we talk about awareness and we talk about divine source, y'all notice when we pray at Infinity and when we talk about meditation, we don't see, you name it and claim it. We don't see that as something that is outside of us, that is distant. And there's something you have to do to bring that here. There's no ritual you have to do. It's already here. And here's the interesting distraction that we get. The conflict that we have over the vessels bears absolutely no factor whatsoever on what is inside the vessel. It still is. And just like the earth is cycling water, it's still going to go back to the same place. So you might as well reach a point where you recognize that. But you don't do it unless you remind yourself of that constantly. And we look at this, the adjectives that we use, when you see that as a power that is within you, you have been infused with the same quality. So when it's time for you to tap into the infinite power, you're moving through the world with the understanding that within you, you have a small sample of the same energy that is in divine source. So guess what? Water flows which way? Yeah. Does water flow uphill? Water flows downhill. So if it rains right now, this water up here is going to go through our backyard and it's going to go right down Nocturne Drive to the sewer drain, because water flows downhill. It is physics. It is science. It is reality. I don't care if you're Muslim, Christian, Jew, whatever you might be, you cannot argue over the fact that water flows downhill. So you're in this life to flow downhill. Why are you struggling so hard? When you're approaching the world with a struggle mentality, you are trying to force things to happen for you. You are trying to use force instead of power. Power lets you glide into and flow and allow things to happen in the direction that your purpose defines for you. When you are not operating in your purpose, that's when you are doing the equivalent of trying to make water flow uphill. And that's why you're so tired. If you ever been and swam in a river, Lord have mercy, and I've done it a couple of times, the best thing you can do is try to get to the edge if you're trying to go upstream and walk. Because there's nothing harder to do than swim against the stream. When you're swimming upstream, oh my gosh. But when the destination that you have is downstream, you can just float on your back and the stream will carry you. That's the power of water. So I want us this week and beyond, as we begin to meditate and have these revelations, listen, as you journal, because I hope you're journaling, as you write, as you walk into the world today, as you go to the farmer's market or what event, when we're having our reception afterwards, or wherever you are, when you're going to people, start seeing the liquid, start seeing the essence within with people, and watch how you walk through the world differently than just focusing on the vessel. It gives you empathy when people attack you because they're not sure of who they are and they've been disconnected in their minds only, because you can't disconnect from the essence of everything that it is. But in their minds, they're completely disconnected because they've defined this vessel. They just don't understand. Doesn't make anybody better, doesn't make anybody worse. It just makes it so that they understand. Your heart goes out to them. So when the man or the woman says something horrible to you, or tries to bait you into something, your heart will be empathetic as opposed to condescending and angry. Because when you're full of this, these empty vessels don't bother you as much because you got all you need. And if you don't, go back to the source. Like Lady Kenitha says, do that meditation and we've got it and we're in there. All right. So it is spoken, so it is received, so it is, y'all. So it is, y'all. So I want to invite you all to just, as we get ready to have closure in the space today and closure in Infinity today, those of you who are in the chat, continue to just talk to each other. For those of you who are wanting to recognize that divine source and you're online, go ahead and just tell somebody how awesome they are as we close out today. Everybody else, just go ahead and rise to your feet. And we may, I was going to say, we may have the slide. I hope we do have the slide with the words up. But as we get ready to go from this place, before we sing the song, I want everybody to just place your hands over your heart. You can do this at home as well. Take a deep breath. And release it and just continue to breathe deeply like that as you close your eyes. We want you to recognize the lessons that were learned today. We want you to see the images that pop into your mind. We want you to understand, even if you're using a Post-it note to express the name, that divine source is with you right now. That from these vessels that seem different in height and size and width and shade and genetic and cultural and ethnic background, that we in this moment have a clear cosmic understanding that all is good, that all is well, and that we can return to the source at any moment when everything around us seems to be swirling and moving and distracting. That we have within us this space that is the well, And when we go to the well is an abundant source. And we, in this moment, proclaim divine source that we can tap into. As one of our great teachers, Yeshua, known as Jesus, also said that we can tap into the living water and receive something that is deeper and more powerful than even a drink of well water. That you are this well. And because you are this well, all is well. It is well with my soul. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Repeat after me. It is well. It is well. It is well with my soul. We seal these things, we put these things together, we celebrate this Sunday, we celebrate these 10 years, we affirm this love and this community as we continue to pour into each other. We speak power, glory forever in this moment, and we seal this prayer together. And so it is. Amen. Amen. Hotep. Shalom. Namaste. Ashe. Get a universal round of applause. That well of water, whatever you call it, was in there. We were in there. All right, y'all. We're going to sing a little bit. We'll put our song on and sing this song out. As we finish singing, we want the Infinite Life streamers to go ahead and start tagging each other. We do something positive at Infinity. We tag each other and we say, just grab some random person's name and pour into them. Pour something good into them. You can say that I don't know if you say they look awesome today. Their avatar looks awesome online. But you can speak power and glory and essence into them. Speak that they have a great week, that they have a great afternoon, that they find something good to eat, that their favorite team wins. I don't care what it is. Speak it in. As we go from this place into the world that awaits our light, we recognize the gift of standing up to shine in a loving and joyful way as we do so together. Let's prepare to sing our closing song, and the words are on the screen. If today's a brighter day and we are on our way, then we can begin to heal ourselves again. Oh, we remember yesterday, and yet today's a day. Yet today's a day. That's that water. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. If today's a brighter day and we are on our way, then we can begin to heal ourselves again. Oh, we remember yesterday, and yet today's the day. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. God's reminding me. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. God's reminding me. God's reminding me to look at you and see family. We speak that the love of the God of your understanding, the power of the cosmos, the ancestors, rest, rule, rock, and abide with you all, henceforth, now, and forevermore. Let us all sing together. Amen, amen. Hotep shalom, namaste, ashe. All right, we go forth in peace and we go forth online in love, and we go forth in power. We'll see you this time next week for Yoga Sunday.